Hi everyone, and welcome to Two Player Quest. Today I'm going to be showing you what's in our big red box of games. So, this is a Game Genic deck box Game Lair 600 plus, meaning how many cards fit in the box. We bought this at our local game shop for about €80 a few years ago. It's still €80, I checked. And it is on sale at the moment for some Black Friday / Christmas deals. So you might want to check that out. To start with, the top also turns into a dice tray, which is very useful for some of the dice games that we have in our box. I will quickly show you the box from the inside. I will start off with this big main compartment bit. So this is a place where you can put larger items that don't necessarily fit in the other parts. So in this bit, we have some pens and paper to write down scores, whatever you need to write down. It's always useful to have pen and paper. We have some instruction books for games that we're not necessarily sure how we should play it again, and we just want to quickly refer to the rules references. Then we have the sheets for Quicks. So Quicks is a dice rolling game in which you tick off some of the squares. The player at the end of the game wins with the most points. You get the gist. And then we have these pens, well, highlighters in this case, but that doesn't matter for Quicks, it's very useful, that we use to write on these sealed pieces of paper. Now, there are multiple varieties of the Quicks cards, so we have them all sealed in here. Then we head on to the card part of this box. Now this can hold, as you can see, a lot of cards. The whole intention is of this box, I think it can hold over 600 cards. So, I'm going to start off with a game called Dice King. I think it's by Harbour Games. You roll the dice that I will show you in a moment, and you have to roll a certain pattern or a certain number of dice to gain one of the cards. Player at the end of the game with the most points wins. Then we have 2 decks of normal cards, normal playing cards. We always need cards. If you go somewhere, you want to take this to family or friends, not everyone is that into board games, but everyone knows how to play a few games of cards. So it's always useful to have with you. Then we have a game called Sneaky Bastard, which my dad bought for me because he liked the name Sneaky Bastard. It is a bidding game to see if you can buy the most expensive house. It's funny, it's annoying sometimes, but it's a good game. Then we have The Crew. Now, we have the cards from the Deep Sea version, but they are the same as the Planet 9 cards. And then we have both the mission cards in this box. So we have the Planet 9 cards on this side, and then we have the Deep Sea cards on this side. Meaning we can play both versions of the game with just what is in this box. Because the rules are online and you can basically just do whatever the hell you want. Then over here we have the deluxe edition of Love Letter. Love Letter is a quick card game in which you basically want to send a love letter to the princess. It's very fun with your friends if they like playing board games. Then next we have Flux. Just basic standard Flux. There are definitely different themes Flux that you could get, but we decided to get the basics because the themes they had where we were looking at them weren't that interesting to us. It's a simple game to learn, simple game to understand. It's absolutely chaos, but it's very fun. Then we have Bandido, which is just a small cooperative game in which you have to break someone out of prison. Quite funny, but also very fun with kids, because it is a very simple game. Then we have the cards for Welcome to the Dungeon. Welcome to the Dungeon is basically a game of chicken with cards. So you make a dungeon, and you basically have to see who dares go into the dungeon once it's finished. They do need tokens, which will be in these boxes in a moment. And then last but not least, we have Machikoro, And Machikoro is a card and dice game in which you're basically building up a city, and the player with I think it's 6 important things that you need to build in your city is the player to win. Then we're going to head to the drawers. In this top drawer, we have the dice for Quicks and for Dice King. Then in these 2 drawers, we have the tokens for Welcome to the Dungeon and Welcome Back to the Dungeon. They unfortunately didn't fit in one drawer, so we've got 2 drawers for it, but there is some room for other tokens if we wanted to. And then in this bottom drawer, we have another game, which I think is called Pick-a-mo in English. In Dutch, it's called Regenwormen, in which you basically roll the dice, which are here, to gain tiles that have a certain amount of worms on them, and then the player at the end of the game with the most worms in their stack wins the game. And that is what is in our big box of games. As I said, this is the box that we take on holiday with us, with the family, wherever we're going, where we feel we might want to play some games, but want to have a variety with us. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, feedback, suggestions, or other games we should put in this box, please put them in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you next time on 2 Player Quest.